Hey there, fancy collectors. Welcome to another episode of Binary Sunset News. We are recapping the first day's reveals and excitement from Hasbro PulseCon. Now, it just ended, and we learned a lot, got a bunch of new reveals, and a bunch of other exciting things to talk about. So let's get going.
Commence primary ignition.
Thanks for tuning in again. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button below. It'll make sure that you stay on the forefront of the best and the greatest Star Wars news and reviews as soon as I learn it. It started off at 11 o'clock. It just ended for Star Wars fans around like 3:30ish. And there was a lot crammed in. It didn't necessarily start for us at 11. It started for Star Wars fans at 1:30 around then. If you missed the live stream, you can check it out on HasbroPulse.com. I'll leave a link below to that. I also covered the live stream on my channel, so if you'd like to check that out, I'll leave a link below also where you can click through my videos. It was a lot to take in. I really appreciate that they did this kind of different route given the fact that we had no celebration and we had no Comic-Con. So it's a way to really bridge the gap for a lot of the exclusive figures that we knew were planned for this year to make sure that we didn't miss out on them entirely. Starting off with the Vintage Collection, which is my favorite collection, the Collector's Collection, and we're starting off with some re-releases, but still pretty great news in my eyes because I actually am missing a lot of these figures that they're repacking. So it being the anniversary of Episode 1 last year and an anniversary for Episode 2, it's prequel season. These anniversaries bring about a lot of great, cool redesigned figures and a lot of repainted or repacked figures that we weren't able to get the first time they were out. So these figures are the Battle Droid, which is from Episode 1. We have Anakin Skywalker in his peasant gear, hiding, which is from Episode 2. And then we have Queen Amidala in her black Senate floor speech dress. And so really nice art for all that. And we get a repack of the Vintage Collection, Empire Strikes Back, TIE Fighter Pilot. These are all really great repacks. The TIE Fighter Pilot is known because it's one of the only Vintage Collection card backs that doesn't have the figure on the card back as the ship. So cool little bit of history in there. I'm really excited to see all these repacks, and I'll be sure to pick some of them up. I'll leave links below to everything that's available to pre-order today. So click away on the links below and get your fingers moving to get your hands on these new collectibles. Right down the list, we have some new figures, so I'm very excited. This is a repack, but I'll call it a new figure because I don't remember it, and I'm just very excited for it. But a Clone Wars card back for Captain Rex. So Clone Captain Rex is famous from the Clone Wars TV show. He's been a pal for Ahsoka and for Anakin during the Clone Wars. A really fantastic character. We're finally seeing him realized with his cross blaster look on the Clone Wars card back, and I couldn't be more excited for this. Just adding more depths to my clones, especially the 501st Division. Incredibly cool. Moving on down the list, we have an Incinerator Trooper. Now this trooper was first seen in, well, it's been canon for a while, but it's first seen in the first season of The Mandalorian towards the end. And as we know, it's this stormtrooper with red highlights that has a big flamethrower on front of it. And so we saw leaked images of the Black Series Incinerator. That came with a little accessory that's a flame accessory, so you can make it look like it's really shooting flames out right now. I love that idea. I'm really happy that this translated also to the Vintage Collection figure, and I can't wait to see that figure. But moving on to the new figures, we had a couple new Black Series figures that we hadn't seen before yet. So we just saw the Clone Trooper Lieutenant. It was a Walgreens exclusive, and it debuted the new color scheme for Attack of the Clones. We are getting a clone to go right beside him. So what would a Lieutenant be without soldiers to lead on into the field? So we're getting a Phase 1 Clone Trooper in Attack of the Clones boxing in the Black Series design. It looked really great. They even went into detail about how they've updated the articulation so that the pauldrons no longer get in the way of some of how high the arms can move and how well that you can hold certain accessories. I love that they're doing this. It really keeps inspiring me to keep pursuing these armored figures because they do keep updating the articulation for them. Next up in the list is another favorite of mine. Boba Fett is getting a new, entirely designed figure, and this is to model after his image in Return of the Jedi. So a great, we haven't seen Fett. We've seen Boba Fett in a bunch of different iterations, especially in the last couple of years. But this is a newly announced new design figure, from the accessories to his jetpack, from all the stuff that he's able to pose and do. So this is gonna be a bigger box, a little bit higher priced, with more accessories. And those accessories are amazing. There is the jetpack with the missile that comes off. He has the flame in his flamethrower. He even has the little grapple launcher in his right gauntlet that you can have shoot out, the one that he tied Luke up with unsuccessfully. I'm really excited about this figure. This will also be able to pre-order at 5 p.m. tonight. Make sure to check on those. This one's going to be a fantastic collector item. Now, next up in the list is a figure that we heard that was leaked about a month ago. And this was originally going to be a convention exclusive, and now looks like it's going to be a HasbroPulse convention exclusive. Might not even be that. No. So this was rumored to be a convention exclusive. It now looks like it's going to be an open figure in the deluxe side of the Black Series. And it is Episode 1's Jar Jar Binks. Now, this figure he's an important part of the prequel history. Love him or hate him, he's finally getting his Black Series debut, and he's a deluxe figure, so he's going to come with a bunch of accessories. Now, a great scene in Episode 1 was the Gungan defense of the droid army. And one thing that made the Gungans so cool was their bubble shields. So they not only had bubble shields that went over their whole army, but they also had like phalanx of bubble shields they could put up. So he's coming with a phalanx shield as well as a boomer, which is the little electronic grenades that they use and they throw. Looks like a cool, neat figure. They put a lot of thought into it. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to pick one up, but it definitely looks like a cool addition if you're a fan of the prequels and of Jar Jar. Next up on our list, we have Dark Rey. So, I didn't like the new sequels. I really didn't like any of them. Sometimes I feel like I had to choke back watching parts of it. But one part that was cool was Rey's vision into the darker side that she could have been. And it was only on screen for like 5 seconds, if even that. They teased it in the trailer and got us all excited. This little tease, this 5-second moment, has been realized into a Black Series figure, and it debuts the last movie's color scheme, which seems to be kind of like a lighter lightsaber blue. Interesting figure and direction they're going in. They've been backing away from those figures. It seems like they're testing the waters to see if we'll buy any. I don't know if we will. One thing that is really cool about that made her really cool, is she had a lightsaber that was a double-bladed lightsaber that folded out kind of like a switchblade. So that is realized in the 6-inch Black Series figure. I'm curious about it just for the design of that unique lightsaber. Looks very cool. And we have leaked images before of 2 of these figures, but we're getting one of them as an exclusive for Hasbro PulseCon. And the first up on the list is not the exclusive one, but it is adding to the Mandalorian's list of Black Series figures. It is the Incinerator Trooper. Now, this Stormtrooper is a similar model from the 375 Vintage Collection, but realized in the big 6-inch scale. This guy comes with the heavy incinerator rifle, as well as tubes that go to his backpack full of fuel, and he also comes with the action of the little accessory flame device, so you can put it in front of him to make it look like he's flamethrowing out. Really cool design. I love that they're continuing to branch out and to expand the Mandalorian list of figures, and I can't wait to see what more we're getting. Moving on to our convention exclusive for Hasbro PulseCon. Now, we saw leaked images of this figure about a week ago, and it's the Mandalorian Armorer. So the really cool Mandalorian female who makes the armor for the tribe and kind of keeps the traditions upheld. Really great looking figure. Well, we are getting a more unique design of this figure with special convention exclusive boxing that has her with even more accessories, and it matches the burnt umber color scheme of the Mandalorian figures in the Black Series box. I'm really excited. This is going to be amazing. This is also going to be up for pre-order at 5 p.m. tonight. I'm going to make sure to get my hands on this because I love every Mandalorian figure, and some of the accessories, she even comes with an extra Mandalorian helmet that she's smithing. So just really great thought into the detail of these deluxe figures, and making it a special convention exclusive kind of also brightens my eye in different ways. Next up on the list of new figures, we're going into the Black Series Archive line. The Black Series is a bunch of different spin-off lines, the Archive series being one of them, and they are figures that we had previously seen either on the Black Series, older versions of it, or just throughout the Hasbro lines that are realized with better photo face recognition and just more articulation. These figures we vote on from time to time, and so we voted on several. We knew that we won the Commander Cody vote, so we're going to see a Commander Cody Archive Black Series figure, which I cannot wait for because he's one of my favorite clones, and I actually missed out on I've missed out on several iterations of him, so I'm finally happy to get one in 6-inch form. The next one up is going to be Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, this was a figure that is in canon for years, but is brought into the Disney canon through the Rebels show as a real cunning Grand Moff and villain to the Rebels. And those I'm really excited about those two also. I love a good Thrawn. It was an exclusive back in 2017, back at Celebration, and we're now getting our hands on that great figure in different packaging. The next two up are from The Empire Strikes Back. Now, these are photo-realized, better figures with better articulation and accessories, and they're going with the new Wampa. That's also a toy that's released for pre-order during this convention. Now, this is Han Solo and Luke Skywalker in their Hoth gear. So in their full overcoats, their trench coats, their everything, it looks really great. I'm actually pretty excited to see some of these figures in terms of making dioramas next to some of the other creatures and some of the other Empire Strikes Back Hoth things that we saw released this year. So a wild card that some of us saw a wild card that Hasbro threw us that some of us saw on Instagram a couple days ago were the release of these holiday figures. So they're Christmas themed. I say holiday, but they're Christmas themed figures that are going to be in the 6-inch Black Series line. And we had seen leaked codes of these for a couple months now. We didn't know what they were going to be. We didn't know what they were going to look like, but we finally have images of them shown to us and released to us, available for pre-order today at 5 p.m. They're all from different outlets, so they each have a different exclusive retailer. Starting with Amazon, where there's going to be this holiday realized Stormtrooper. So all of these figures are designed to look silly and holiday-esque for Christmassy. They have ugly Christmas sweaters, Star Wars themed on them, and they come with not only a Star Wars Christmas themed accessory, but also a little buddy, they call them. So a little either droid accessory or animal accessory that's also Christmas and Star Wars themed. So the Stormtrooper, I forget what it's coming with, but it looks neat. This is going to be an Amazon exclusive, 5 p.m. today. I can't wait for some of these just because it's fun. It's good old fun. The next up is the GameStop exclusive. That's going to be a Clone Trooper, a holiday Clone Trooper figure. Gotta get my hands on that. I love the clones, especially the exclusive ones. The more exclusive, the better in my eyes. Next up is Best Buy. So Best Buy has a Sith Trooper. So this Sith Trooper is going to be the Santa. A couple of them look like elves. A couple of them look like, whatever else. But the Sith Trooper is decked out to look like Santa, and their little buddy is Dio. So I think that's kind of like a cool idea. And last up is the Walmart. So Walmart has a Snow Trooper. So this Snow Trooper, also staying with the theme, has an ugly Christmas sweater, a little buddy droid, and a weapon that's Christmassy or ice themed. Neat. They used to do this. This actually is something that they do at the Galaxy's Edge or the old Disney theme parks for Star Wars. So it's nice that they're bringing that back and expanding it into the newer series and lines of Hasbro toys. I know we have all been waiting for several months for the new Haslab project to be announced. It finally was today. They actually had a really great visual presentation. I advise all of you to watch their in-depth video and the launch of it. I covered it all. I'm going to leave a link below to where you can find not only my covering of it, but the HasbroPulse live stream replay of it. Hats off to them. And I'm not going to cover as much about it because I really would advise you to go check out their stream because it was beautifully well done, and I'm very excited for this. But in short, it is the RazorCrest. It's the RazorCrest, the Mandalorian ship from the show The Mandalorian, seen on Season 1, about to be seen on Season 2, and it is going to be in the 375 scale Haslab production, so it's going to be big, it's going to be incredibly detailed, and it's going to have a lot of accessories and parts and playability added to it. Now, some of the images they leaked in the promo video, and we have the promo video here, but it has landing gear that obviously pull off and can make it land. It has a cockpit that opens up and fits 3 different figures. It has a bay door that opens up just for shipping and for smuggling. It has a carbon freezing chamber with detail. It has the weapons locker, literally everything we saw in the show. And it's going live right now, so as with every Haslab project, it requires a certain amount of backers, and the more backers it gets, the more detailed, the more extreme, the more amazing this creation gets. I am already a backer. Right before I started filming this recap, I already got mine in, so make sure that you back and support this amazing project. The Haslab team does a great job with any vehicle they do, and I can't wait to see them create something from this amazing show which we've all fallen incredibly in love with. Some of the images that they gave here, or leaking some of the detail, was just beyond fabulous. So not only can we walk completely through it, station our figures around, use it as a diorama, we can also take panels off to really see through it, to kind of recreate scenes that we saw in the show. And that's what Hasbro does so well, is they're continuing to make these playsets and vehicles that are the size of playsets that really allow our imagination to run and really allow our creativity to flow as photographers and as artists. This ship also has some added details that we didn't see on screen, like a rear turret that pops on out, as well as an exclusive Vintage Collection Mandalorian figure. Now this figure is going to be the full Beskar Mando, it looked like, and it does have a new redesigned soft goods cape. So I forgot that. One of the really cool things that they talked about was the redesign of the soft goods that we see on Vintage Collection figures. Now, there's some complaints about the fabric, the texture, the whatever. They announced that they've redesigned the soft goods, and the next generation of soft goods on our figures will be completely different, with a different fabric, a different feel, and a different look entirely. So one of these newer figures that we're going to see this on is both the Queen Amidala repack as well as this new exclusive Mandalorian figure. So I'm not sure if it's going to be on a card. I'm sure since the Haslab production, it's going to be on some kind of special card. And we may or may not see this realized into the actual Vintage Collection line down the year. I'm so finally excited and so happy that we really do finally know what this project's going to be. Make sure you check it out. Again, I'll leave links below. The last reveal we had today was a new Force FX lightsaber. Now Hasbro's been pumping out these Force FX lightsabers for years now, and they've been expanding over the years the different hilts, the different characters, the different lightsabers across the generation, across the galaxy of Star Wars. Really great that they're doing this. For the first time in the last couple years, they're making some of the lightsabers that are exclusively found at the Disney theme parks. They're making them available to everybody. One of these is Ahsoka Tano's lightsaber. And so this was the reveal today, that they have a Force FX version of Ahsoka Tano's lightsabers. This new Force FX lightsaber comes with some of the updates that we saw in the Darth Revan Force FX lightsaber. And these have always been really great pieces, not only to feel in your hand, but to also have on your wall. But they have really upped their game with this next generation, where they have blades that change color, they have full metal hilts, they have different effects that go into based on how you hold it, and my personal favorite new addition, they have kyber crystals that come out of the blades and mimic the glowing saber based on whatever color you program into it. So this is an incredible amount of detail that we had never seen, and finally matches the price point for some of these lightsabers, because they are pricey. So I'm really excited to finally see Ahsoka Tano's lightsaber. Maybe I'll be trying to find it someday. There's a bunch of new ones that they're going to be talking about releasing in the coming months and in the coming years. So be sure to check out here. I'll be covering all of those new lightsabers as we see them. Thanks for watching again. I want to remind you, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit the little bell icon below or the little logo at the bottom of the screen. This makes sure that you stay on the forefront of all the best Star Wars news and reviews as soon as I finish them. Thanks for watching another episode of Binary Sunset News. This was a really exciting day. Thank you so much for sticking with us and watching it. I hope that you enjoyed and were inspired by all of the cool new figures that we saw out there. Remember that all of these pre-orders go live at 5 p.m. today, so be sure to be checking your phone, be sure to be checking Rebel Scum, be sure to be checking here for all of the greatest Star Wars news and figures as soon as we learn the information. Thanks for watching. Have a great day out there. Stay safe, Stay sane, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.